Yeah, I understand. Can you see my share screen? Nice. Give me a moment. All right. So we're watching Darius. Okay, you're starting Darn's Blade. All right. In this matchup, you have a melee versus melee matchup, which is very favorable for Darius. Darius really likes melee matchups because he can easily apply his passive, and therefore he can easily outtrade you in long extended fights. Uh, in this example, they have Gwen, and Gwen is also really powerful in extended trades because her E gives her bonus attack speed and range, so she can play off her range and just kind of kite you out. And also, once she gets her Leeching Leer and Riftmaker, she's healing a lot, so you will need something to cut her healing. Either a Bramble Vest, which would be really good since they have multiple auto attackers, they have Pantheon, and they have Urgot and Gwen. All of them rely on auto attacks, and Bramble Vest will be a really good buy versus them. Also, feel free to stop me at any time if you want to explain it further or if you want to ask something. All right, you want the wave pushing in your direction, so you either match her push, so once she auto attacks a minion, you do it too, or you just let her come your way. Both are fine. And what is really important in this matchup is that you play off her W, because she gets bonus armor and magic resistance while she is in it, and also she can easily dodge your Q, which is the most important ability. Yeah, if she's out of once she uses her W, and you use your Q, yeah, you can dodge. Nice, nice. This is a really good trade for you, and you also didn't lose much XP. That's really good. Also, at the beginning of the game, you would like to look at lanes and see where the enemy jungler started. In this example, he started red buff and moved our way top. Also, you know for a fact that certain champions aren't going to full clear, and those champions being Lee Sin, being Pantheon, Elise, Shaco, those champions usually like to do two buffs and a camp and then gank. So those are level 3 ganking champions. And then you have some farming champions being Amumu, Ramus, Xinzhao, usually usually fighters or tanks. That way you can easily remember it. Okay, so it depends on what jungler they have. So if they have Pantheon or Lee Sin, you would want to be careful because they're gonna be at your side much earlier than a level 4 champion would do. Because they're doing less amount of camps, that means they're going to be there faster. So first thing, you need to know where they started. If they started red, they're pathing towards your direction 100%. So if they started red buff and they're a level 3 ganking champion at 2 minutes and like 40, 50 seconds, you would want to put down a ward in this bush here. Do you see my cursor? Okay, I'm not sure why is that. Give me a moment. Let me fix it. Okay. Change windows. Share screen. Okay. You should be able to see it now. Okay. And where's my epic pen? It doesn't matter. Yeah, so at 240 or 250, you would want to ward this bush. So that is if they have a level 3 ganking champion. But if they have a level 4 champion, so usually tanks, or champions that rely on 2 points in each ability, like Elysian, he benefits a lot from his Q. His Q is his main ability, right? So if he gets 2 points in this Q, he's going to be a lot stronger than level 4 Pantheon, for example, right? Because he's an early game champion. Meaning that he wants to gank a lot in the beginning because he doesn't want to scale for late. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. So if they're level 3 ganking champions, you're warding at 230, 240, depending on when you get a chance because of the wave. And if they're level 4 ganking champions, you want to ward at 315. The reason being, that is when usually all the champions finish their camps and they're going for either a Skull Crab or for a gank. So then they have like three options. One going mid. Mid is always an option because they're in the middle. And two being either top or the Skull Crab. So this is the option for Pantheon. If you take a look at the mid lane, he's not going mid for sure because our mid laner is under a tower, right? So he can either go for Scuttle or top. We are pushing in, so it makes a lot of sense that he's trying to gank us, right? Also, yeah. So now, when you see Lee Sin here, you would want to move and help him. Because if Gwen comes, she's very low. She's not going to do much, right? She can just die. She also doesn't have her flash, meaning that this is a 1v2 fight, meaning that Pantheon is fighting two of you. So this is a really favorable fight for you. So if you abandon minions now and move, you win. You would want to wait for his E to end before you engage fully. This is really well done. Nice, good job on this play. It's okay. I mean, we're going one step at a time, so we'll see. Nice. Can you tell me why did you push the wave here? Exactly. Nice. That's a really good explanation. And you always push here 100%. The reason being, this is a really big wave. So if she free here and you don't have a TP, your lane is basically over because she's going to get so much XP and you're going to lose a lot of XP. And that is really bad. So if you take extra seconds to push this in, you know that you're not getting ganked because Pantheon just died, right? So that means you have a time window to push this in, get a nice reset because she needs to clear all of these minions with the help of her tower. And also, when all those minions die, Wave will meet somewhere at the middle. So this is a really good situation for you. And this was a really nice decision. Okay, so what mythics are you usually buying on? Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I like Triforce myself more. Uh, Actually, on Stridebreaker, where they have multiple range champions that like to kite. And yeah, just to make myself some, just to ease myself with kiting. Because Darius, if he gets kited, he's a really bad champion. Because he doesn't have a lot of mobility other than his Ghost and his E. So without that, he's really weak. No, actually, you don't want boots. Because if you take a look at the boots, what do boots give you? Boots? Okay, so you get MR, you get, okay, and what else do you get? Yeah, that's it. And with X, you get damage, right? You get damage, you get attack speed, and you also get more movement speed because of the way her passive works. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, what helps you more in this matchup here? Yeah, exactly. Because you don't need movement speed, right? Because you have Ghost for once, if you want it for chasing. And a second thing, you don't need that much MR either, because she doesn't have much AP at the moment. And also, they don't have many AP in their team in general, in the Zyra and Gwen. So at this moment, you don't need MR, you don't need movement speed. So boots are an obvious no. Axe, damage, attack speed, movement speed. That's all you need. And this is really good at the moment because this axe will help you win more duels while boots won't. So I mean, take a look at it this way. So in order to deal damage, you would need to either have items or be ahead, and you never want to build defensive items if you're behind, because if you're behind and you build defensive items, you'll end up being useless and dealing no damage and still dying to opponents that are ahead, right? So if you're behind, you always build damage and try to make risky plays to come back. Because if you just let the enemy play with the lead, they'll end up putting you in a very different spot. Yeah, they are basically snowballing, and they're gonna put you in a tough decisions. So because this is a solo queue, those tough decisions are where your team cracks. So you need to be a shot caller, and you need to be comfortable with your decisions. Yeah. So damage is a really good choice here. You want boots, but only tier 1 for the movement speed. You don't need full boots at the moment because it's 1100 gold, and this is a lot at this stage of the game. Yeah, okay, but you bought the correct item now, so that's really good. Nice. You want No, no. Freezing here is really good. So, yeah, so in case you didn't know, once you're in the game, you can see what levels minions are, and you can see bonus damage they deal. So right now they're equal levels, and this minion level takes into account all of your levels as a team, and then divides them by 5. Yeah, so you can see these minions here. They're going to be level 4 because at the time they were spawned, you had multiple level 4s, and yeah, and the stronger the stronger minions are, the more damage and health they have. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But usual rule of thumb is like this. Here, wave needs to be equal. Here, you need to have +1. And here, you need +2, maybe even 3, depends if there is a cannon. Does this make sense? Yeah. So here, if you have like 2 or 3 minions, wave will be thinner because you will have a lot more minions, a lot more attacks per second, and you're gonna end up pushing. So if you have just one more, it'll be enough to compensate for your minions coming in first. Yeah. And because you freezed here, you also know that Ven doesn't have TP. You denied her a lot of gold and a lot of XP. And also, she's forced to move up and farm these minions here. And if she walks up and tries to auto attack, you just turn on Ghost and you just run down. She doesn't have flash, and you have much better items, as you can see here. Yeah, and again, like I said, feel free to stop me at any time and ask whatever you feel like. It's okay. You don't have to hit every single one, but it's really important that you improve on last hitting. Because last yeah, because last hits are your main source of income and they happen every game. So it's really important that you get fundamentals of it down. Nice. Another thing that we see here is your Lee Sin trying to counter jungle. So if he's counter jungling, you would want to help him out. So in this case, he's already finished, so you don't have to do anything. But next time, when you see that your jungle wants to try and maybe steal Gromp or steal Blue Buff, or maybe even go for a Skull Crab, you would want to take priority on your lane. Right now, you have the priority, but if you just leave it at this moment, you're going to lose minions. So, when you see that your jungler goes for this kind of plays, you always just push, hard push, and then you can either roam around and try to help him, or just ward. Both are fine. And it's a win-win situation. You either help your jungler, or you get a vision. Both are fine. Nice, you're denying vision. You also know that you're not getting contested here because you're stronger than her. You have level 6, so that's really good. Yeah, and like we said, you're trying to avoid her W, but also her ult is really powerful too. So if she has her ult, you're not fighting because her ult has 3 charges and all of them apply her passive. So that means a lot of HP for her because she heals a lot, and a lot of damage for you because she deals percent HP damage. You don't want to risk it because at this stage you are ahead, and if she has an ultimate, you're not that much ahead because you're both level 6 and you need a lot of XP to level 7, and you're also closer to her tower. So if you get ganked by Pantheon, you're not winning 1v2, and also you're not sure how much damage she deals now. Know how much damage she deals now? Yeah, exactly. Because she has a lot of total damage. You can see here. Her attacks deal 1.35 max HP. Her Q procs it, every single snip procs it, if it's in the center, every single ult procs it, every single basic attack. So it may not seem as much, but it adds up real quick. Yes, and here you got a nice trade, and you can see, instead of just roaming around like this in a circle, you don't want to be doing that. The reason being is, are you accomplishing anything by just roaming around here? Yeah, you're not, because you're a melee champion. You have like this much range, maybe slightly more like here, and there's no way that you can actually hit her from this far. You used your E, you used your Q. You're not going to hit her from this far. You're basically just asking to be ganked. Of course, we saw Pantheon here mid, but pretend that we didn't see him. Yeah, we have a ward here, but that leaves us vulnerable because he can just go this way, right? We have no vision in this part of the map, so that means he can go like this freely and just gank us from behind. Even now, it is not 100% safe because he can just roam around again from this side as we have no vision, right? Yeah, but you know that he has an ultimate and you have to play accordingly. It's the same as having Nocturne in the enemy team. So if you know that they have those global ultimates, you just have to play extra carefully. So if they use it, the other part of the map can play more aggressively because they know it's down. But if they don't use it, then it's really good for you because they're not using their main ability. But yeah, usually with a good jungle tracking, you can figure out where he is and just play when he's in the opposite side. So right now you see that he's mid and that he's half HP. So even if he's level 6, he's not going to gank you now. Okay, nice. Here you just crash a wave and you recall and it's perfect for you. Because you can see you have 1100 gold again and that's all you need. Yeah. Yeah, so it's okay to dive someone when you know that they don't have their abilities up. So for instance, if she used her ult last fight, she wouldn't have her W now because it's a very long cooldown. Her W has the same cooldown as your E, 20 plus seconds. So you're fine. But she didn't use her ultimate, meaning that she has it now. So if you go for a dive, she can easily kite you out with ult. Yeah. And it adds up a lot. And it also slows you, so you're not going to be able to catch her that easily. Yeah. Yeah, because you can see how big of a wave this is. You know that she has ult. If you die here, she can easily just push in the next wave, and you're losing a lot. And this is the only way she can come back. Right now, you have an XP lead. You can see she needs like she's at what, 1/3 of the 1/2 of the XP. Yeah, yeah. And you're 1/3 of level 8, so you're a whole level above her. If you just leave now, she's going to get some XP, get to level 7, but you're still gonna be ahead. You have 1100 gold. As you can see, you have 1100 gold here. Uh, give me a moment. Yeah, you have 1100 gold. She has 678. If she farms all of this, which she probably won't, she's getting maybe to 1,000. You're recalling first, meaning that you will buy items first, you will come back to lane first, you will set up vision first, you will make a decision whether you want to push, freeze, or do whatever you want. So you can see you're dictating the game if you recall at this moment. But if you try to coin flip dive, Pantheon, we saw him that he recalled here, but we're not sure if he's on the red buff, if he's in base, or if he's pathing towards top. Also, we don't know if he has level 6 or not, but we can assume because our jungler is not level 6 that he is not either. So a lot of things can go wrong here, and that's why I wouldn't go for this dive. Because if we kill her, sure, she loses a lot, and it's a game over for her. But if you don't kill her, then it's a game over for us, because she can just come back to lane. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're really sure that you can pull it off, I probably wouldn't do that. Yeah, and you can see now you're recalling at the same time. Okay, so what are you buying now? Okay, I mean boots are fine, but I don't know. I kind of like more the Kindle Gem with small boots, tier 1 boots. I think that's a better play here because you get more HP and haste. Yeah, I agree that yeah. So I agree that this is a completed item in a sense, but if you take a look, it's 25 armor, 45, 25 magic resist, movement speed, and 30 tenacity. But you don't need this. Like magic resist, sure, that's okay. Movement speed, I mean, it's fine, but you don't really need it, right? Because she doesn't have any skill shots that you're going to dodge. Like you're not playing against Thresh or Zeref. You're playing against Gwen. She's going to be in your face most of the time, and she cannot miss abilities even if you have really high movement speed, right? So movement speed is not helping us, and tenacity is not helping us either because she doesn't have any CC. Sure, slow helps, but her main win condition isn't to slow us anyways. Her main condition is to out-sustain us and deal 2 damage. Yeah. So if we go for a Kindle Gem, we get for 800 gold, we get HP, and we get haste. HP means more HP for her to attack us, and haste helps us with our abilities. More Qs, meaning more heals, more Ws, meaning more damage, more E's, meaning that we're going to be more aggressive on the lane because we're going to have it sooner. Also, you can buy boots for 300 left and get the same benefits from movement speed as you wanted to. Yeah, I agree, but it's sometimes really hard to think about it during a game. Also, if you were behind in this matchup, I would probably invest into either a Bramble Vest or Executioner's Calling. Because now she heals a lot with this Leeching Leer, and this is where I would avoid fighting her if she has ult. Yeah, but if you take a look now, you're not even that ahead. You're even. You're even because this Leeching Leer costs around 11580 something, I think. I think it's like this. And I think it's more expensive though. I'm not sure. It can be. I'm not sure. So let's say it's 1300. And this is 1100. You have 15 AD, 15 attack speed. She has 20 AP to 50 HP and 5 Omnivamp. You can see the difference. She has the same damage but has more HP and has more Omnivamp. She also has movement speed, the same as you. So this boots did not help you at all during this game, during this fight. So you're just as strong as you were before, but now she has a completed item. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. How can I see it? No, she didn't. No, but she get the wave crashed because you don't have a TP. So you not only did you give her 300 gold, you also lost like yeah, you also lost like the same amount. Yeah, because you can take a look here. You had a really good you had a really good wave here. Because like we said, You want to fight her here in this extended fight, but you need your stacks first. So I would try to get some nice damage with my WQ, but that would never chase her this far. As you can see, your wave is still fine. You have no reason to fight her. As you can see, it is coming your direction, so that means she has to come into you. There is no reason to chase her this far. Like, it's okay to fight her here and meet here, because if you see that the fight is going bad for you, you can just retrieve. But right here, even if you do try to retrieve, she can just chase you with R and just slow you down and catch you. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. So just farming here is probably the better play. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also another thing that you would want to implement in your Darius gameplay, always use your basic attack first and then W. It cancels your base. Yeah, it is. But here you just use the W instead. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because basic attack W basic attack, it's a lot faster and it gives you 3 stacks. And maybe if you had those stacks here, maybe you would have won. Who knows? But anyway, um, the plan itself was bad, and that's the problem. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay, we're back to lane. Yeah, and here you had a really nice freeze going on, and because it, yep. Yeah, like even though we said that you need the 2 or 3 minions here in order to keep it frozen, it is still better to just hold it for as long as you can and deny her XP, because this is a cannon wave. When it is a cannon wave, it is a lot tougher to push because not only do you have one extra minion, you have also a very tanky one. So pushing this wave takes a lot more time than a regular wave, and also she has TP. So even if you do push, she's just going to TP and catch it all. So freezing here is a way to go, because that way you're denying her XP and you're also forcing a TP, because if you're freezing her, she's not going to like that and she's going to TP. So we are forcing TP in both ways. I mean, if you have a really good lane dominance and you know that he's not going to be able to kill you, even if you walk up for a plate. For instance, you want to go back and you have like 50% HP, but the enemy is really weak and cannot kill you. For example, Kale or Nasus. In those examples, you can easily go for plates, even though you're half HP, and because at that moment you don't really care for your HP because you're going back anyway, right? So you can afford yourself to go for plates before it and try to. Okay, this is a really bad choice. So here you had a lot of wave. You should have like 5 minutes here, and you were staying for pink ward. It is okay that you killed the Pantheon, but now you need to come back to lane and get some XP. Listen. Yeah, 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 exactly. Because he's able to do that on his own. He's able to do Rift Herald on his own because he has an upgraded smite, and that's the only thing he needs. Yeah, and we lost a lot of XP in the process. You can see now, last time we were a whole level ahead of her, and now we're even, maybe even slightly behind. Nice. We just always recall here. We have 1100 again. Yeah. So yeah, you did, but like we said, you can see how much armor she gets when she stays in this circle. She got 50 armor just because of that. She also has this, so that adds up, but still, it's a free 25 armor and magic resistance. So that's a lot. You just want to avoid that, and then you can go it afterwards. Yeah, you just need to know when the fight is lost and just go back. I agree to some extent, but like, you don't need kills in order to be winning. Like, you can win through macro, you can win through CS, you can win through plates, towers. You don't necessarily have to kill them. And you can see here because we took a really bad fight and we didn't want to lose those 3 minions from the wave here. We lost 7 from the new wave. And now she's really ahead and we don't really have anything to deal with her. So now we cannot do much because she's going to buy Riftmaker. She has plated steel caps. We don't have anything to reduce her healing. So now we cannot do much about this lane. We'll have to play back and play off her mistakes. So if she tries to dive us, that's a really good thing for us. If she tries to fight 1v2, that's a really good thing for us. But 1v1, we cannot beat her. Yeah, you're crazy for going for this play. Yeah, like minion is really important early on, but as the game progresses, it becomes less and less relevant, especially when the difference between you is an item, mythic item, and this mythic item is a lot more stronger than a couple minions. And also her abilities do AoE damage, so she just cleared those minions anyways. Yeah, and also your team was ahead during this time. So if you just chilled back once we had our lead and just didn't do anything at all, we could have probably won. Who knows? Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about this. Yeah, I'm talking about the this stage of the game because sometimes it's okay to get carried. Like all of us get carried sometimes, and that's completely fine. Yeah, it's just that you need to understand that you don't have to carry every single game and just learn to get carried. So if you see your team doing well and you're not finding any opportunities on lane, you don't have to force anything. You can just chill back and let your team do the work. I hold it here. Do you know why? Okay. And there's one more thing. So let's say the wave is here. Take a look at the map. Wave is here, you're here, Gwen is here. Yeah, your mid can rotate easily, your jungle can rotate easily. She's in a really different, really tough situation because she cannot ward all the spots. Yeah, she has to ward this bush here. She has to ward this bush here. There is so many different paths that your jungler can come, and if she wards like here, it is already too late because she is already deep, and this ward is not going to help her anyways, right? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And also, if you take a look at the map, Herald is gone, Dragon is gone, so there is no place for you to be right now. You can just hold it near your and just hope that your team rotates. Because this is a win-win situation. As we said, you don't need to go anywhere, right? You can freely sit here since there are no objectives. So if you stay here, you get XP for free, you get farm for free because she cannot chase you since you have a tower guarding you here. And you're also baiting her in. So if your team comes, you get a kill. Nice. But if they don't, you just get free XP and farm. Okay? Can I go further now? Okay. Yeah. I'm just asking if you got it and if everything is clear. No. Okay, okay, okay. No worries, man. It's all good. Do you have any questions so far? Or anything you would like us to revise? I agree, but mm-hmm, exactly. But you already know how to freeze, how to hold the wave, how to slow push. You just need to look at the map more and use the information you're given. Nice, well done. You can see she overextends, it's free kill. Even though you're behind, it's 1v2 and it's free. Uh, I would push and then I would take this camp too. Yeah, because Listen is not farming it anyway. And if he saw you doing it, he would probably path either here or here. And also, this is the first time he's taken it during this game. As you can see, they're only level 1. So that's basically a bonus farm for us. And this wave would crash anyway since you had a lot more minions.
Yeah, I'm the Lee Sin in that game. I don't give a shit about that camp, so take that whenever you want, Les.
Yeah, exactly. Because, as we said, those Krugs were level 1, and this is the first time he's taking it. So they probably don't mean much to him. So you can just take them freely. Yeah, because if you take a look here, uh, Dragon is not spawned yet, right? The only objective that is happening here is Herald. So because you don't have TP, you would need to be there to contest it if your team decides to do so. Okay, but if you'd have had the TP, then you wouldn't go bot lane and then try to push and then TP to an objective. On Darius, no, because Darius really likes Ghost. But on champions like Irelia and Fiora, you can decide whether you want that or Ignite. I personally like Ignite more for solo queue, but for duo and generally pre-mates, I like TP. Hmm. I mean, uh, I don't know, but a lot of challenger players that I've talked to say that Ignite on Fiora is just a lot better because you're constantly fighting with Fiora as you're dashing into melee range, and you're using your Ignite almost off cooldown every single time, and you get to a lot of usages throughout the game. While as TP, you're generally saving it for some situations that may not even happen, and yeah. So that's why I say that I like TP for more pre-made environment. Nice. You see? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, why so? Yeah, but if you take a look at the game, you're still applying pressure. You're still going for that objectives. Like, kills are not everything. Like you can see, they fought bot. They got a couple kills, but in terms of objectives, they got tower, and I'm not sure. I don't see really. Yeah, they got two towers. If he didn't TP, you would have gotten one. So you still did something for your team. You're not useless. You're doing something. You would have been useless if you didn't try to push the wave and if you just farm jungle. That's useless. But because you went for a play here for an objective, you're not useless. Force TP. Now, if he stays top, your team gets dragon for free. So that's really good. Now, the only thing left for you is to recall, buy items that you can with those 900, and go for the Drake. The reason you're going for a Drake and not a split push is because your team is ahead, and when you have an ahead team, you generally want to fight for objectives. Because if your team is stronger, you want to fight, right? Yeah. So if your team was behind, if the roles were reversed, so 21 versus 14, then you would want to keep pushing and maybe bait someone to come top and fight you so that you can give your team an advantage. Yeah, exactly. So they had to choose between objective dragon and objective towers. They will need to give up one. But because your team is ahead, you should fight with them. Even though they can win 4v5, you don't want to risk it. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, but also what could have happened is that he goes there too, and your team gets collapsed 5v4. This is a very basically because this is a very realistic scenario. Like right now it did not happen, but it can definitely happen in future because you can see here you have a Pantheon and you have a Gwen. Okay, they didn't rotate, so you may see like sometimes you get away with bad plays and they're not punishing you, and you can and it may seem like it was a good play because you get rewarded. Like here your team will get dragon even without you, and it may seem like this was a good play, but next time you're going to lose a dragon, and then you're gonna be wondering like, how did we lose the dragon we were ahead? Yeah, and because you get away with bad plays, that's why you did not learn. Yeah. So you can see because your team was ahead, you have more gold, you have more items, you have higher levels. You want to force fights and try to force objectives. Meaning that if you're 5v5, you always win, and you never want to leave anything up to chance. So if you leave them for a 5v4, there is a chance they lose. Even if it's 30% to 70% chance that your team wins, it is not a zero. And this is a definitely high chance because they have one more person. And is getting a tower more worth than getting a dragon and your team dying? Definitely not. Yeah. So it is much better to just move, give up a couple CS, and fight for that dragon. Because CS won't win you the game. It sure gives you an advantage when it comes to items and levels, but it is not going to win you a game if you don't have a good macro.
If I may, just a quick question: is there anything at all like what is like is there anything we can learn at all from what Gwen is doing that maybe we should be doing or shouldn't be doing based off of her lead? Any mistakes at all, just to kind of get an idea for like roles reversed. Because I did a jungle coaching last week.
Mhm.
And kind of getting the perspective of what the enemy junglers should be doing in certain situations where maybe I made a mistake gave me a little bit of insight too. So I'm not sure if maybe there's something that we can take away at all from Gwen.
Okay, so you're asking me if you're a Gwen, what would you do here? Is that right? Right now?
If anything at all, right?
No, right now she's not doing anything. She's just asking to get killed. Yeah, like you know for a fact that you're here. Why? Because they all fought Zyra here, right? Zyra face checked 4 people or 3 people, and they basically know that you're on Drake, right? So what is your next goal after Jake? Go for towers or go for Baron? You don't have a tower here, and you don't have a tower here. You don't have a tower here. This is a free kill. If they just go like this, they kill her. If she falls back, they get Baron. And it's basically a win-win situation for your team. So this is a really bad play for her. This is a big no, especially if you know that they're here for a fact. Like if she didn't know, it could be good. Like she doesn't know if they're on Baron, so if they're on Baron, this maybe can be a good play, like to draw them off Baron. But she knows for a 100% that you're here, so this is definitely a big no. The only thing she did better is she just used her champion on the lane. That's how she got lead. And even with this lead that she got, she didn't do anything with it. The only thing that she should have done is just to match you. If she matches you, you're useless, right? Because she always wins 1v1 versus you. So if she stays on your lane, she's always going to get that pressure and draw enemies on her. And that will leave their team freely to roam around the map and try to make plays for themselves with the numbers advantage. Because even if she lures one more person top, it's still 1v2 top. She's very strong, so she can try to outplay. She doesn't even have to win. If she just walks off, that's a win for her. Because she made you waste the time. Yeah. And then the rest of their team can try to do, I don't know, counter jungling, farming, getting a tower. Doesn't really matter. They're trying to make that gold inflation. The more gold there is in a game, the less it matters. So at a certain point, you're going to hit gold cap. You will have full items, and any gold above that you get will not matter. Yeah. While their team, they're still getting their items, so it matters a lot for them. So they're just playing for that overtime. But you can see she didn't do anything of that, so she's basically just farming bot. Okay, you're going for a Death's Dance here, nice. That then second item is really powerful, and Also, another recommendation I can give you, if they had like an AP jungler here too, or maybe an AP mid laner, I would have considered going Spirit Visage as your second item. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even here, I think that steel plated caps are more better are better than mercury threads. Yeah, because if you take a look here, he's an auto attacker. Urgot is auto attacker. His W is also considered auto attack. Pantheon, his W empowered is also auto attack. His basic attacks, and Gwen also likes to auto attack you. So you all get reduced damage by going steel plated caps, and you also get a lot of armor versus those three. And then after Gwen and for Zyra, you can easily just get magic resistance later. Sure, they have some CC, but do you have it in your runes? You do, so it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, but that's why you should think outside of the box. Like, sure, your laner is there, but you bought boots when? Like, yeah. And sure, you got it, but you didn't have damage at that point. So your boots were just pointless. And usually, by the time you get boots, when you should get boots, so you get your core item. It can either be this axe that we got, or a full trinity. It doesn't matter. But either after Axe or after Trinity, you would want to get boots as your second item, and then you would need to think what is the best boots for this particular team comp. And here it's armor boots, just because it gives you more resistance against those three, and it also provides you a nice defense versus their basic attacks because it reduces the damage of it. Here the play should be Baron because your team is ahead. You can easily force it. As you can see, your bot lane is ahead by 1 and 2 levels on support. Also, I think that mid lane is ahead as well. Yeah. You're also outscaling them. Jhin outscales Ezreal, and Vladimir outscales Urgot. Lee Sin is really bad when it comes to scaling, but so is Pantheon. So this cross each other out. And Gwen scales nicely, but Darius can fight as well once he gets stacks. Yeah. Yeah, because you couldn't get a follow from the team. Yeah, and your team couldn't follow, as you can see here. Yeah, so you can see here, you're all alone. No one there to follow you. Yeah, even if you pull him, you're not killing him. Because Morgana cannot land the Q, since there is a lot of minions here. Yeah, you just can't. And also, you have... Yeah, you just wanted to kill him so badly. And also here, we don't have any vision. Here, we don't have any vision. We don't know what is happening here. And we also don't know what is happening here. So this is all black for us. And if you want to make this play, you need to know for a fact that the enemy is not going to rotate on you, which we don't know. Yeah. Okay, so first you look for numbers. Number. This means how many of yours are there and how many enemies are there. In this example, we have 2 versus 1 plus we don't know. And when you don't know, you can assume that they're coming for you. And this is a really good thought process because if you're assuming they're coming for you, you're not going to die. And if you're not dying, you can get more XP by farming or getting jungle camps. If I'm the ahead one, yeah. So you're always assuming they're coming for you unless you know that they're not going for that. So unless you see Urgot top, unless you see Gwen bot, um, Pantheon bot too, you're not going for this because this can easily turn into 1+4 and easily turn into 2v5, and 2v5 you can never win no matter how ahead you are in this situation here. Yeah, so you're looking for number, you're looking for items. I like to press tab before each fight just to give myself a quick um notification. Give me a moment, sorry, my dog is barking. Аня, звать тебя? Sorry, excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah. So items, just to remind myself how strong we are compared to them. You can be 20 kills ahead, but if you didn't go back and didn't spend all that gold that you got, you're not ahead because you didn't use that gold. So in this example here, when it comes to Gwen, we're behind. When it comes to jungle, we're behind. A little, but behind. Mid lane, behind. ADC, even. And support ahead. Right now, I wouldn't take this risk, even if it was 2v2, because you are the one that is behind, and your support is the one that is ahead. So you're not ahead. It's not two ahead players fighting for a contested ground. So you just run away. So this doesn't check. Items don't check. Levels don't check. It's 3 wrong answers. So the answer is to go away from that play. It depends which one it is. If it's the last one, the levels, I would still go for it. But if you know for a fact that you are ahead in items and that you are ahead in numbers, you can always fight. But the third one is just there to give you that last check that you need to make yourself 100% sure that you're going to win that fight. Yeah, and now it wasn't you that died, it was your ahead support. So because of your bad play, because you pinged to go in, Morgana followed. You didn't pay anything, like sure you wasted your summoners, but you don't care about them. But your teammate died, he was ahead, now he's not. And also he's tilting because he followed. Next time when you have a good call, he may not follow because of this bad one. Does it make sense? Yeah. Yeah, but you're not stopping, you're just learning. Mhm. Yeah, but as long as you learn from it, like it's a really good mistake. Yeah. But you don't have to engage right now because our Vladimir is not there, our Morgana is not there. So we're just waiting for us to regroup and then we're fighting. Yeah, exactly. Now Morgana is here. They're low on HP. We can go. If you take a look at items, items are the same, but their Gwen is not there. Their Gwen is the most powerful one. So if she's not there, even if we are even, we still have decent chances of winning because we are ahead in gold. Okay, nice. We get a free Baron of that pick. Nice. That's really good. Now, where you go? Do you go top or bot? No. Yeah, exactly. You want to go bot? Yeah, exactly, because she's pushing and you don't want to allow her to get that free XP and tower. Nice. You should be. If you catch her, it's a free dragon afterwards. Nice. Now you can easily follow up with a dragon. Yeah, I hope you don't mind that the session is a little bit longer. I just kind of like to go into detail with every mistake. I hope you're not in a hurry. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm just making sure that I'm not giving you too much information because it can be overwhelming sometimes. Sure. Okay. Can you tell me what went wrong this fight? We're going to... Okay, so let's see. Our Morgana misses a Q. She's getting engaged on. And if you take a look at the map, who is missing? Vladimir. Yeah. So it's 4v4. They don't have Gwen. We don't have Vladimir. It's even. When it comes to items, we should be winning. Position is not allowing us to use our full potential because their champions excel at close fights that we don't have space. Where we don't have space. So for example, Zyra, she can use ult, she can use E, she can use Q. All those abilities hitting multiple champions are giving them a free win. Ezreal, he doesn't have many AoE abilities other than his ult, but he can still fight from afar because of this wall here. Pantheon has a Q that is AoE, and also this Urgot, he can do a lot by just standing there with his W open. Yeah, and we just get blown up afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, I haven't seen you walk away from a fight a single time. Yeah, sure, but they don't need you to die. They just need you to engage. Like, sure, sometimes it's okay to die for a greater good, for your teammates to excel and for teammates to deal damage. But in this example here, if you stay, you're not helping your team in any way since you're already low. Yeah. I mean, you're not giving them much gold, but you're still dying and giving them some gold. So especially when you have a shutdown, you should be a lot more careful. Right now it's fine because we didn't have any shutdown on us. We gave them only 300, but still we could have denied them that. Yeah, I agree. But you did get your recall, right? Because you died. But your Lee Sin and your Vladimir did not. Because they didn't die. So after this play, they still didn't reset and they still didn't use their gold. So even though pushing is correct, it is not correct in this situation right here. Like, sure, yeah, sure, you want to end the game with a Baron buff, but situation is not allowing you to because you don't have a Baron buff, and your two teammates need to reset to get gold and get items, or to use their gold and get items. So pushing here is a big no because you're alone, and you can easily get collapsed by multiple sides because we have no vision here and we have no vision here. So just waiting for your team and then grouping and then fighting is the correct play. Okay, nice. We got away with it. I can see, and you can see here what Morgana does. Morgana just pushed the free wave here, got herself nice XP, and the wave is now pushing in their direction. Now there is a pressure on this tower here that they need to respond. So they will need to send one guy here to defend against this minions because you can see there is a lot of minions here. So if they send one guy here, that leaves you 5v4 somewhere else, either on mid lane or on bot lane. Depends on where you group. And if they don't send it, it's a 5v5, but your minions are dealing damage to this tower, and they're also losing XP. So what Morgana did here is a win-win situation. Yeah. Okay. So let's do a check again. Why is this fight bad? Take a look at the map. Because we don't have vision anywhere here. So, also, what we know for a fact is that Morgana is top, that Vladimir is bot, that Jin is mid, and he's very far away from us. So, this fight, at best, is two of you versus two versus one plus question mark. So, Morgana, even though she seems nearby, she's very far away. And Jin, he's also very far away and he's being zoned off by Pantheon. So if you go in here, this is 2 plus question mark. Yeah, yeah. We only know where Gwen is. So it can be up to 3 people. And 2v3 is never good. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens here. Jin needed a lot of time to rotate. Morgana didn't even come because she was really far away. And we ended up almost throwing our lead. Yeah, you can see this is free 3 kills for them, plus a one very big bounty. Yeah, I agree, but sometimes it can be really hard to spot your mistakes, especially if you are new to the game, because you're not sure what you're looking for. So it can be very difficult to do a vault review on yourself, even though a lot of pro players say do this, do that, watch your games. You can watch them and not learn anything if you don't know what you're looking for. Yeah, I agree definitely. And that is a mistake a lot of people do. Like they're just playing the game for the sake of just wasting their time. Like they're not actually putting their thoughts into it. Yeah, and how do you like it so far? Nice. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, and again, as you can see, you went you got carried on with this fight and your team could not follow. Yeah, that would happen if you hooked like Ezreal or Syra, but he's a tank. Like you can see, he has like 4,000 HP or something. He's definitely not going to die from. Yeah, you should be thinking who are you engaging onto. Yeah, he's getting chased all around the map. So your goal here should be to rush Baron. Just rush it straight up. You have four people on this side of the map. You're from base, you can come fast, just with a plant and over a wall. Your Lee Sin is already there, Morgana is already there. We know that Urgot is mid, he's clearing waves. We know that Gwen was top, but she's irrelevant because we see that she didn't come for this wave. And we also see that she's not here either. So we can assume that she backed. And we know for a fact that Pantheon is bot. Pantheon has Smite, and he's on bot side, meaning that they don't have it. And we have ours. So it's just free Baron. Also, we know that Pantheon doesn't have ultimate. So that is a very good indicator that he cannot rotate to our side of the map. Uh, I would say so, yeah, because uh, in this example, you got away with it. But what would happen if they all just started rotating towards Baron? They would have been there, fought for your team, and you would still be here somewhere trying to rotate after you formed the wave. Yeah, because like CS is very important, but people are overrating that CS because that CS is helping you get gold and get items. But those gold and those items that you get don't matter if you don't know how to use them. So it is much easier and much better if you just group with your team and get something obvious like a Baron, because after that, your teammates will know what to do. Because if does your Vladimir know when his power spike is at? He doesn't know. He's clueless. He's just buying random items that he found on u.gg and he's just building them and he's just trying to fight this Urgot. He has no clue how to play a team fight. So it is much easier to just focus on these objectives and to not give that much attention to CS. Sure, CS is important, don't get me wrong, but in these lower brackets of Elos, it is much better if you just focus on a team play. Because if you farm a big wave on top, like sure you're getting ahead from your enemy, you're getting a lot of gold, you're going to buy a lot of items, but your team just died on Baron. And will those items help you come back into the game? They won't. Yeah. Okay, nice. You get a kill here. Nice. Okay, so give me your thought process here. Okay. Do you see something else on the map? Okay. The Yeah. Okay. We know that he's backing. Yeah, so it's 2v2. We also know what what do we know? Yeah. Yeah, and this is an Infernal Soul, really important for us. So what should your game plan here look like? Yeah, exactly. Even though you have Baron, coin flipping 2v2 on mid is not good. Even though you're ahead, you can definitely stomp them. They can sneak a dragon or something. Like, you never know. A lot of things go wrong, and something that seems certain may not be. So it is just better if you group with your team and go together with this dragon, secure yourself a nice infernal, and then go for a play together with your team. Because right here, you could have gone mid for like one more wave. That would still be good. Because this means that the dragon is spawning in like a minute and something. So you still have some time to do something in between. Yeah, and you two are way too scared of this Ezreal than you should be. Yeah, you have 3 levels on him. Your Vladimir has 3 levels on him. If he steps up to auto attack you, you pull him in, and he's dead. He can use his abilities to poke you out, but you have so much armor. You have 212 armor. He has 2 items. He's not going to one-shot you, while you will one-shot him, definitely. And you're also shredding this tower with each basic attack and W that you do. So you only need a couple more out attacks to finish this tower. Because as the game progresses, these towers get more and more um or less and less strong. Because sure their damage goes up, but their armor and HP are the same. So is yeah, because you at level 11 fighting this tower, it's like a boss battle. But now at level 17, you have way more HP and way more damage, so you can beat up this tower really easily. That's why sometimes it feels like you're not dealing damage to towers, and sometimes it feels like the enemy is just shredding through your base. Yeah, yeah. Uh, it was the right call to stay because they already killed Urgot and they killed Pantheon. So yeah, and the only mistake you made here is you respected Ezreal too much. No, you don't fight him at all. You just you can see. Yeah, you just take tower. Okay, sure. He pushed this wave. You cleared it back immediately. And what you do here is you just follow your wave and guard your wave and go for a tower. You know for a fact these three are not coming for you. That leaves you with 1v2. They don't have enough damage to burst you down in one combo. right? Yeah. And also, even if she does come, the only way she can come is this or this. So you are expecting them in this direction, and you have no worries because you know that they're not topside since the wave is there, and they have no business being there. You know they're not here because your Vladimir went this way, and you know also they're not on Drake because your team is already there. So that leaves these two directions. So if you go here, you will be able to see them, and you can walk off if you think that you need to, or you can just keep pushing if you feel like you're safe. And you can see how much damage this cannon minion does. So imagine if you being there. Yeah, if you were there, it would be a really free tower. Yeah, and at this point, I think it's a game over. Yeah, yeah, it's a GG. Yeah. So, do you have any questions related to this game or anything in general?